All right, today we're just going to talk about Google PMax and Performance Max campaigns that a lot of people are burning cash on right now. So, if you're spending money on Google Ads, if you're spending money on any platform with an AI automation, including Advantage Plus on Facebook, then we're going to talk about some of the ways that they functionally steal money from businesses. So, if we're talking about Google PMax, right? It's a new sort of concept that is just an evolution of the simple Facebook algorithm, you can say, or the Google algorithm, and they want to use these words like AI and make people and advertisers feel that they're getting some superior return on investment when in fact you're feeding the Google algorithm in an efficient way for them to funnel your money in. So Google PMax is one of the automated campaign strategies on Google search and just Google display, Google ads generally. And what they say is they're going to automatically distribute your budget with no insight, which we're going to get into. But it's something that's front of mind as an advertiser. And if you're spending money on ads, you should really seriously consider if you're at the stage where PMax makes sense for you. And you're not just doing it because the Google suggestion said to do it. And that's really when a lot of people miss out, when they listen to just Google's suggestions and then start increasing budgets prematurely. PMax does not give you the same data as a normal campaign. They don't give you insight onto keywords. They don't give you insight onto your placements. So they're going to place you onto display. They're going to place you onto discovery, shopping feed, and whatever you're selling, you may only want to be on shopping feed. If you're, an e-commerce store, sometimes some campaigns just make sense to be on shopping. And, a lot of advertisers, the entire point is to figure out what works for you, and that creates hesitation for advertisers to spend. So for Google, they just want to remove that friction. They want to remove any hesitation for you and make it as easy as possible for you to say, I'm scaling at an efficient way. So they just force all your budgets into all the placements. And you can say, oh, they're going to distribute it, to the best placements, but they're really not. They're doing what works for them. You don't have control over any of your budgets, which is honestly, like your entire ad spend, your return on investment is determined by your spend. And if you don't have control more than a daily budget and you think you're scaling efficiently, you'll give up on Google Ads early, or you'll give up on it too late. You might spend too much money before you realize that you shouldn't be spending money there. And that's very important with Google PMax. They take over a lot of your other campaign spend to say that it's the most efficient spend. You don't have control over the bidding on any keywords. You don't even know what keywords you're getting. You don't even know what keywords are driving said conversions. So you're kind of in the blind on all ends in PMax, but they'll convince you over email, and if your account is big enough, you'll have a rep for Meta and for Google or whatever. They'll convince you that you're on the right track and that your keyword data doesn't really matter because they're already optimally efficient through AI, and it's just not how it works. So you have to watch your budget yourself, especially high spenders. If you're letting PMax take over the reins, you're at the whim of Google for your entire business, especially for your e-commerce, and you're driving your acquisition through these paid channels mostly. You don't have a brand. You're basically gambling your money. So I've heard people refer to on Reddit as the Zuck Casino for Meta. You can call this the Google Casino, whatever you want to call it. But it's a casino. If you choose to put your money in PMax, you set up a nice store. You pay someone to create a beautiful website, or you do it. You're like a website designer, whatever. You come up with a insane product from you start sourcing it. You private label it. You start the sole brand, and then you just whim the entire business onto Google, onto Google's ability to find your customers without any real customer data. You don't have tens of thousands of sales of data for you to work off of, and you're just choosing to hand over and this is for PMax spenders. I'm not talking about Google. Google Ads can be efficient, but if you don't know what keywords you're spending on, you don't know what placements you're at, and you can't really describe that, you're gonna have problems. Your ROAS is essentially wrong. Your conversions are either too high, maybe too low. You don't even know. Your PMax could be doing better than expected because of a certain placement, but they don't want to tell you that because then you'll just leave the PMax campaign completely. And for them, they're efficient in how they allocate their ad spend and how their ad placements. So you put your money in PMax, they're going to be profitable on you, and it's so funny to see people talking about how their Google accounts have just shut down or just went bankrupt because of this exact problem here, and it's uncontrolled spend. And if you don't have control on your one acquisition channel, a lot of you guys, if you're trying to get to 300 to 500K a year revenue, one channel is really like Meta and Google. If you have the right ad sets, you can scale. And you can scale from there to the next level, 1.5, 2 million revenue. And you need to be able to just understand your data. It's as simple as that. You can't possibly scale at the whims of a black box algorithm. You're left with nothing to see. You're left with nothing to discuss on your team side. What are you guys even looking at when you have your overall review of your sales and your sales numbers? And then you said we spent 45,000 in Meta ads. If you can't point to the CAC specifically, to the ad set specifically, then you're probably doing yourself a disservice long-term spending on these paid channels. They're going to take credit for view-through conversions. So somebody just pops by your ad. They're not particularly the last attribution or your attribution model. They're just they're just sort of a viewer once. PMax is going to take credit for it, so then you keep spending. They just keep showing you that your own customer came here. So your own brand searched customer showed up. They searched for your brand name, and they're going to take credit because of a PMax campaign that happened to show them your ad on the way for them to become a customer. And if that makes sense, it's something to wrap your head around, that this is sort of the essential scam of Google. They know how to take credit for conversions and show the advertisers data that doesn't exist. And when that data doesn't exist, you make bad decisions. And over time, that's a detriment on your balance sheet. Your business can basically shut down because of this. You can shut down if you're a smaller store and you haven't reached a level of profitability. You're going to be forced to shut down with Advantage Plus PMax campaigns as your primary driver. And if you're brand new to advertising, you're coming into e-commerce because of a supplier or some other reason, this is a very common scam. And if you're not brand new, then this is a newer feature. They now call it AI as of I think the end of 2023 of 2024 beginning. They call it an AI algorithm. There's nothing AI but the artificial way they steal your money. So just keep that in mind. The key point here is you think you're probably scaling, but you think you're scaling profitably, and it's the same story, and this is the story of a lot of failed e-commerce stores. In reality, PMax is making you spend just enough for you to get sales and for you to feel like your campaign is working. And honestly, if you don't have a winning ad set already in search, this doesn't apply if you already have 100K a month in spend, you have a lot of search ads, you have a lot of working shopping campaigns, you know what you're doing, then PMax can be a good part of a larger strategy. There's no doubt. I'm not shutting it down completely. What I'm saying is that letting these platforms take advantage of your lack of insight on your own customers and your conversions will leave you fooled as an advertiser. You'll be fooled by PMax, who's just redistributing your traffic, your brand traffic, which already should have came to you anyways, and showing you, here's how many conversions we've had. This is just not right. So keep that in mind. You don't have any control. You essentially hand the keys over. You tell Google that it's info product for $1,000. Let's say if you're not doing e-commerce, if you're doing info product, then they're going to show it to places that give you bottom level metrics like a great CPC, so you keep scaling. They give you a few conversions here and there, where then you'll eventually feel like, if I just keep spending with them for one more month, give them $10,000 more, my CAC will come down and I can scale this entire campaign. That's with Google. And meanwhile, the whole time they're hiding your data. Just think about it. You're spending money on a campaign where they're hiding your data intentionally. They can show you this. I mean, they wouldn't be hard for them to create a dashboard as a breakdown, but why do you think that the platform doesn't let you look at the insights on your PMax campaigns? Just think about it, guys. Think about it. So, people will say, what's the better option? What if I'm not doing PMax? I can't scale through these AI automations. I can't scale through these AI, algorithms that have worked since 2015, 2016. You can still do the standard search campaigns. If they work, you can put together a normal campaign targeting valuable keywords. Do the manual bidding. You can, and when I say manual bidding, this can be automated too, right? You can do manual bidding through scripts. You can do it through the Google Ads, the web app, and it's not like the downloadable app. It's not like you need to do this, like sit there and manually bid. So AI, I'm advocating against AI or anything like that. I'm just saying that you have to be profitable as a business. That's the only thing that matters. And just because Google is advertising a great new feature, that's not the automation you're looking for. That's not what's going to, by stealing your conversions and remarketing them as a PMax super conversion, like, it's just stupid. It's stupid, and it's a way. The original strategies of Google Ads still work. It's a crazy thing, right? If you make a good campaign and you have a good offer and you target good keywords, you can sell a lot of things on Google Ads. It's crazy. You don't need AI algorithms on PMax. You can just follow your own rule sets. That's what creates really good advertisers. Create your own rule sets, follow them. Understand what you're looking for when you come into the platform every day, or if you have a manager, whatever they're doing, look specifically. What are the metrics I'm looking at? What are the metrics that matter to me? And at the end of the month, am I profitable? That's all that matters. So all the in-platform data, like keep holding on type of thinking, is what allows the downfall of so many stores. So yeah, Google PMax is built to make Google money. Only they don't give a shit about your business. It's built to make Google money only. If you want control, real data, and real profits, stop relying on these fucking black box automation softwares. There's no magic pill that can just solve your ads overnight. There's no magic, AI algorithm that will just auto sort all of your ads, test them, and then push to word. And to think that it's just stupid. And you really need a lot of control on your data. You need a lot of insight onto your customers, and you can never let Google spend your money without insight. And Google PMax is just a part of a much broader strategy. And if you're just relying on it, then good luck. You will probably run out of money very soon. Book a free audit, conversionwin.com. And if you're doing over $15,000 a month in ad spend, let's talk. And if you want to scale, if you're trying to maintain, save money, these are the strategies. Put them together. You don't need a genius AI algorithm to solve your ads. You just need good data. You need good tracking. You need to look at what metrics that matter, evaluate your offer, and you come back and you look at your profits. Nothing else matters.